Happy morning, everybody.
Morning, Namaskar.
Great afternoon, wonderful evening. Yes, sir. Namaskar. Patriji Enlightenment Hour. Glad to see you, Premji, there.
Today is coming?
Patriji Enlightenment Hour.
Oh.
He will be joining at 7. So Patriji will be there at 7. We are doing on Tuesdays an Enlightenment Hour with him, questions on various topics. I have seen my journey with him. I always consider very fortunate to be associated with him, because I feel that true friendship with him is if you have to put adjectives, is a mega grandmaster, I could say, because everything is happening. Everybody seems to be connected in their meditation experiences, in their various life experiences. He seemed to be touching them through his energy, that energy form. But yet is so simple, so accessible, so friendly. It's friendly. Who is a friend? You can tell anything, you can be any way, and they still accept. They know your strengths and weaknesses, they still accept you. They still are not biased, and they still always accept us as we are. And share those moments of joy and sorrow, both. And I've seen him, in spite of being thousands and thousands and thousands of people joining, but he's yet so close. Because he behaves, he carries himself that way. That's how he feels, that literally everybody is same. Access is there. The time is there. Attention is there. When he's sitting, and then whether it's night 9, 11, 12, 1, he senses, okay, somebody has a challenge, somebody has a question, somebody has this, so then he always asks, what is it? In the spiritual practices, ultimately, as we realize, there is only friendship. My and me moved away to ours and us. And of course, there is a good reason that we go to him, because his wisdom, his experiential wisdom. He is listening to the experience of everybody. He is reading at enormous pace. I literally look at it. When I finish, if I'm able to do a book, 3, 4 days, 5 days, then he's talking and saying he's done this, he's done that, and then he's enormously spending time correcting books. Many things he's doing, but true projection, true representation of a living consciousness. If that has that unlimited power, is an improvisation. When we work closely, we understand and we get inspired. And so he is there and talk about range of topics. And totally unbiased. I mean, this concept of bias doesn't exist. Everything you have to define qualities of a consciousness, then you would find. But everybody has a style and a method to come and do the teachings. And so he has a style which is more straightforward. But we have to see the hidden meaning behind. So I'm glad that we're able to spend every week an hour, hour and a half time for ourselves learning. And she's joining at 7 as soon as the meditation ends today. A reporter, young reporter, finally finds a job in a media company. So the reporter was asked to go and then cover Independence Day celebrations in a Navy vessel. So he's excited. Now this reporter has gone through several challenges in the past. And he goes to the Navy vessel for the Independence celebrations. And then at the end of the day, all reporters come back and collect and gather in the office. And then they're supposed to be sitting down and then writing their article and then giving it. So while others are busy writing their articles, he's not doing anything. And they're just sitting quietly. And then so his colleague asked him what happened. He said, there's no celebrations on the ship. So there are no celebrations. They called out the celebrations. I went there. And so instead they stopped celebrations. They're looking at something else. This other reporter asked why. I mean, Independence celebrations and a Navy ship getting called off. What happened? He says there is a hole that the ship developed. So water was leaking. And so they called off. They didn't notice it. They're trying to busy preparing. So in the meanwhile, the water was leaking. There's enough water accumulated. That's when they recognized that, okay, there's a problem. So they had to call off. They called off and everybody was busy now attending to their operation. So there is no celebration. So I came off. So the other reporter immediately took a pen and book and then ran and said, this must be the most important news that I must cover that gathers attention. So I will go and then immediately cover that story and come back and then write about it. So one is looking at it as a problem, another is looking at an opportunity. Where is this coming from? Yesterday we learned our thoughts, feelings, and environment creates our outer reality. So this reporter, the first reporter who is found it to be a problem, is carrying a feeling of victim consciousness. This is that things don't go right for him. When I try to sell flow, the wind blows. When I try to sell salt, the rain comes. So what a statement if he makes, that means that things are always against me. There is something that ought to go after me, and then I'm not able to do things. I'm victim consciousness. Things go right, don't go right. So he carries an emotion of victim consciousness. Because it might have happened a earlier time, first time, and a second time, and a third time. Now, when you carry a victim consciousness, there are emotions that are fundamentally, that is the core belief about yourself, then everything you do is from that perspective. Here, if you missed an opportunity to look from different angle, you're always looking from that angle. The moment something does not happen, he's got this colored lens. Okay, now again, this is showing up. My victim consciousness is showing up here, that things are not going the way I expected they go. These are called limiting emotions. Our thoughts, feelings, and environment create a reality. One of the core things is the feelings that come up instantly when we have a trigger is based on what kind of limiting emotion I carry, what kind of emotion that my body is conditioned to. When this event happens for the first time, we store a memory of it. So first time you don't conclude that things are always bad for me. Then it happens the second time somewhere else. That's when you conclude, and then slowly you say, oh, last time it happened again now. Then it happens a third time, and a friend tells you something, so third time, then it becomes a memory with a charge associated, emotional charge associated, saying that, okay, things don't go right for me, for whatever reason. That memory, along with an emotional charge, which is now your body is, that emotional charge means we are slowly conditioned a lot more. Slowly, when these things happen, we move from, okay, instead looking at each event independently, now we're looking at combined generalizing. So we come to a conclusion over a period of time that I am a victim of the environment. I'm of the victim of my life. And so when we go into the victim consciousness, now our body gets addicted to that everywhere, in order to feel good, then we start projecting it. And so automatically we start creating it. We might have seen this in some children. In order to get attention, in order to get that feel good of everybody giving attention, so they don't mind getting hurt. That pain. So some people don't mind getting to the pain because then that's they're seeking their attention around. That's the way they can get their happiness. But first they want that pain. So the limiting emotions which drive, fundamentally there are limiting emotions that carry based on our past experiences that drive our feelings in the body. And then as a result, we are looking at everything that's happening through that colored lens. And so we miss an opportunity. We want to plan to grow, but then the moment a past memory comes of something by a friend or somebody, some advice, some business talk where it is looking deeper, and then the moment you connect it, suddenly it pulls up that limiting emotion, guilt, losing, fear of separation, guilt, victim consciousness, poor self-esteem. Poor self-esteem. I'm not capable. We conclude. When we conclude and everything not capable, so when you are, now this is all in the context of manifestation. So when we are looking to manifest, we need to put our attention on it, right? On that thing. But when the environment trigger is coming, the conditioned emotion from the body projects out. And then so that's what is being attracted more and more. Well, that's what pulls back and takes us into a derailed thought. We get derailed. And these limiting emotions are deeply there, ingrained. So by default, we switch on this very quickly. The moment you go into a big public gathering, if you have poor self-image, you're not even going in anywhere near a group discussion. We try to avoid. Poor self-image, it sort of drives us before we even realize it. Guilt consciousness. Suppose if in the culture, many carry, if I don't give adequate attention to the children, culturally, if I'm pursuing my passion, and so I may not be giving adequate attention to the children the way the environment expects me to do. And so, but then this constant cultural conditioning is there that, okay, you're not a good parent. You're not giving that attention. It could be because I'm doing a job. It could be because I'm doing a startup. And so the conditioning is you're not a good parent. You don't give adequate time for child. Now that may be the case in reality, but then what it is doing is it is pushing you to carry a feeling of guilt and say, am I so? I'm not a good parent. And we carry that guilt consciousness. So now that guilt thing, then when it happens 3-4 times, and then of course it so happens that because you did not give adequate attention, it may be independent, the child gets into trouble, then it gets blamed. And look, the father now spends time, our mom doesn't spend time. So what happens? So it gets connected and the blame. So it becomes even more reinforced inside. So they carry that guilt. Now that guilt is no longer just with the child, but it is carries into everything we do. Am I doing right? A small mistake somewhere we do and say, I shouldn't have done that. And the guilt consciousness carries. So we keep projecting guilt everywhere. Now, dear friends, there are only emotions, higher emotions, lower emotions. Now, when we are in this lower emotion, we are cut off from this field. We are drawing energy. We are the limited energy. There's no energy that is going out to connect in and merge in with the field. Higher emotion, lower emotions. And of course, the attention goes away immediately to something that we don't want. And we are missing opportunities. We are doing self-prophecies and say, I'm not good, I can't do it, I'll fail. When we have an I'm not good, poor self-image consciousness, when we have the poor self-image emotion deeply ingrained to us, then everything you take up, it's going to be, I cannot be successful. That's the words that we use, that my mind talk. So we got to examine our limiting beliefs. There's limiting emotions we have to examine. Limiting emotions, the core emotion we're talking about: guilt, victim consciousness, poor self-image, separation, loss. We have to examine and say, am I carrying this thing? Our meditation is going to help us overcome. But when you examine this, just by putting our awareness onto it, then we have the ability to move away from it by switching our circuit to something else. But it is easier said than done. This is where meditation helps. When we have all this past emotion kicking up, immediately our brain switches on based on all the new knowledge we learn that I am capable of doing, I'm as good as Ambaniji in the business growth because I'm just the same stuff. If many individuals are able to do with a very humble background, so where is this poor self-image coming from? Often related to a humble background. And so the poor self-image will slowly go away when we learn this additional knowledge. So we got to read autobiographies of many people who are successful, if that's where you want to go. So when we learn that knowledge is there, so the meditation is pulling and then giving that knowledge at the right time for us to go away with a different thought than the old thought, which is driven through the limiting emotion, and they slowly come out of it. It gives us that awareness so that we can come out of these limiting emotion-driven responses. But it's important that we examine and then work on them. Of course, we can work on specific books. We just continue to read the books that we recommend. So slowly we reinforces that it's good to be in the positive emotion of heart elevation, brings us into that. Our gratitude moves us into private positive emotions. Our daily inner talk slowly changes, and our meditation, of course, is doing it. So, dear friends, limiting emotions are the core things that are causing all the thoughts that we have to work on the limiting emotions. By recognizing them, and just by recognizing the being aware, by continuously reading them, contemplating on them, reading various knowledge, and then of course constant meditation practice. We will learn some more when we're talking of affirmation of beliefs, affirmation of positive things, visualization, that also helps to overcome these limiting emotions. Hi, sir.
Yes, Chandra.
Morning. Great to have you, sir, in this session. Welcome, dear friends, for our next episode of Enlightenment Hour with Brahmarshi Patriji, founder of Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement. A grandmaster who, for the entire lifetime, simplified and carried the message of meditation to millions, with a core belief that meditation is giving everything to everybody. So we have a great opportunity once again, friends, to interact with Patriji on the topic of enlightenment. Patriji always said, meditation leads to enlightenment, which leads to awareness and life jest. And with his relentless efforts, thousands and thousands of meditation centers, pyramid centers were established because pyramid energy is amplifying our meditation experiences, apart from among many things. And before these, Patriji said 50% in our practice of meditations is adopting to vegetarianism. 50% of life is about vegetarianism, 50% is meditation. So he is the one master who is constantly been spearheading the message of vegetarianism, plant-based diets. I have the personal opportunity to walk with him, work with him closely, and the most compassionate, most knowledgeable master that I've ever come across. And we are happy to present our Enlightenment Hour again, this time with Pyramid Valley International, PA System Global, Shreyansh Daga Foundation, Buddha Seva Quantum Foundation, and many other PA System units. Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement is a decentralized organizational entity where individuals who have benefited enormously with Patriji's wisdom and simple approach have formed various entities and are doing their work in various areas across the world, now in spread over 50 countries and every length and breadth of India. So, sir, thank you once again to join. In spite of your hectic travel, you are giving so much importance to this session and then always there with us by 7 o'clock. Thank you so much.
It's a joy to do this, Baba. It's a joy to travel. It's a joy to meet every person. It's a joy to listen to every person. It's a joy to meet you, Chandra, early in the morning. What can be more joyous than this? We seek our joy. Therefore, we travel. We seek our joy. Therefore, we work. We seek our joy. Therefore, we do meditation. We seek friendship. Therefore, we exchange our experiences.
You were,
So,
yes.
I work because I get joy in this. And when you do a joyful work, that work is not at all tiring. That work is always fulfilling. You get energy out of such work. So when I'm working for my joy, I get energy from my work. I get more energy than I'm spending my energy. I increase my energy balance. So is the case with every soul. You are with joy, you are increasing your energy. Whatever you do, enjoy it. Whatever you do, you for your enjoyment. Then work becomes worship. When work becomes worship, energy is generated. When work becomes a dull affair, a boresome affair, a heavy duty on you, then you lose your energy. But when your work is a great sense of worship to the all, then there is energy generated in your own work. So you keep working more and more. Until the body cannot take any more, and the body drops, but the work continues. The work continues without the physical body. Work can never get tired. Work is always there. Whether you have a physical body or not, work is always there. So we do our work for our joy. If there is a physical body, we will work with the physical body. And if there is no physical body, then that's it. There are other bodies with which you work. Your astral body, your causal body, your supracausal body. So many bodies are there. They're always there. Some body or other is always there. And you work with that body. You get more enjoyment. If there is a physical body, you work with the physical body, within the parameters of the physical body. And if the physical body is not there, then you continue the work without the physical body, with your astral body, with your causal body, with your supracausal bodies, with your oceanic consciousness, with your nirvana body, you continue the work. But you keep on working. Chandra, I am seeing, is keeping on working. He's working for his own joy. And all the people who are in the Zoom today, now in the morning, they are there doing meditation for their joy. Work is worship. Worship is not worship. Work is worship. That is today's message. Yes, Chandra.
Wonderful, sir. He said work is worship. And meditation is, since naturally aligning to the things that we like or develop interest towards what we do. So we're doing these topics as discussions, sir, towards aligning to a purpose, aligning to what we feelings and heart. So wonderful. It's a work is worship, not worship is worship. So thank you for that message. Friends, sir, should we do some questions or experiences?
Some interactions.
Interactions, okay. So who would like to, friends, interact with Patriji? Can raise your hand. There's always a different understanding that we are gaining. So you can
Hello,
raise your
sir.
hand. Yes. And so we do have Karthikeyan sir with us. And his newsletter has come, sir, the newsletter on integrated medicine with your article there. And Dr. GK's article there. It has come out very beautifully. So sir is there to also share. Yes,
Yes, sir.
Kant,
So now can I talk?
yes, Riti Jha. Yeah, please go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Hello, sir. I'm Riti Jha from Kolkata.
Morning, sir.
One second, sir, I think some mix up. Riti will come back to you shortly. Yes, sir.
Vanakkam, sir.
Swamiji, namaste.
Yes, sir.
Yes, work is worship is my philosophy too.
You are a constant worshipper.
Yes, work is worship is have been my philosophy too all through my life, and it's a beautiful concept. That is Karma Yoga.
That is Karma Yoga. You are right, Swami.
Thank you, sir. Karthikeyan, sir.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, sir. I said thank you. Your newsletter came to 63 pages of so many speakers.
I'm sorry for the length. There are so many ideas, so many people, so many masters of different systems of healing, and all of them are equally valid. The purpose is to say, please encourage, support, promote all the systems, because some of them are accessible, affordable to everybody. Some systems are too expensive, people cannot dream of. And they're all equally powerful. So I want the world to know there are other systems traditionally also. And I got the experts to write about it, and given their own words and their contact details, so that people want to do research, they can go. People want to approach them for healing, they can do it. I'm taking it up at the highest levels of the government to ensure that all these systems are promoted, recognized. Right from that humble Andanaya of Kurnool, with herbal medicines, he has been able to cure thousands of people. So how will the people know such things? So it has gone around all over. I got response even from Washington. And they said there are so many systems. There are many more systems, of course. We can't write about all of them. But the idea is to say that accept all these systems also as valid and give them due recognition. The superstition to say that only these things work. And we have seen no system works. It's not possible to heal everything of everyone by any system. It's quite possible. At the same time, the humble, simple systems like Siddha, herbal medicine, and also the O3 ozone, naturopathy, all these things are proved to have been curing and authenticated. The records are available, authored by eminent people, not only the healers, but also the officers in charge of the program. So I want to let this be known to the world at large, so that in due process they recognize, and in case so that if there is should there be a next pandemic, we don't know. So people don't die like flies as it happened recently. And everybody cannot afford these modern hospitals. When they were needed, there were no beds available. People waited for hours together in ambulances. both the millionaires and also the powerful people. There are no beds. And once you get the bed, no oxygen available, no life-saving medicines available. And yes, millions are cured, but also lakhs died also. Whether you get total cure or partial cure, or come out, only the bodies come out, people have to pay lakhs and lakhs of rupees. When I was in Hyderabad, I met a family of jewelers. They said 8 of them had to be admitted. Some of them had to go to hospital again and again. They paid 1 crore of rupees. Imagine how many people can even think of entering such hospitals. Whereas simple people like Adanaya in Perm would give simple medicines, traditional medicine, not what is given by nature. All herbal products out of wisdom acquired over thousands of years of experience by the ancestors. So I thought I should write about him. He wrote a 7-page in Telugu. I got it summarized through my friend Dr. G.B. Rao in Pyramid Valley. 2 pages only. Then so much to write, there is no space. So I gave all the links of the very leading newspapers writing about it. So people who have doubts how can it happen can go and see them. See thousands waiting in long queues. They tried to stop it, but the High Court also intervened. Now the medicine, that medicine is going to be produced in bulk also, available to common people. Okay, people who can afford, let them go to hospitals. People cannot afford to go. 50% of the people cannot dream of entering a hospital. They are hardly able to hand-to-mouth existence. Where the question of going to hospitals? So such people also have a remedy. Of course, ultimately, as we all found out and wrote, meditation is, of course, is miraculous. So that's all, Chandran. So I had to go on to 63, and we have got a beautiful article by Brahmarshi Patriji also in that. It was one of those first articles which came. There are also new Lakshmi Devi, the eminent modern medicine experts like Medanta, Dr. Naresh Chauhan, one of the best hospitals in the world, Delhi, Devi Shetty, Dr. B.M. Hegde, and experts in various systems. I tried to collect as many as possible as quickly, tried to edit it, but even then it came to 60 pages. Though this time in my forwarding letter, I gave an index. They say, so-and-so, such a person has written about some page number. So people who are busy can go to their pages directly. But I'm surprised to find some of the busiest of the top diplomats in the World Bank have gone through all of them, shared it with many, and sent it to thousands around, not only in functioning in UN organizations, in many hospitals and all that. There's been response. I'm happy somewhat the purpose has been served. The idea is to spread the knowledge. What do I get by it? Nothing. Nothing excepting whatever I believe in. I'm able to spread it without any hesitation. Now I'm sending the same thing, all printed forms in color, sending it to the top functionaries of the government here, as suggested by my friend, the top diplomat in the World Bank. Hoping that as a people's movement it becomes, then the people in authority also will be able to act. Thank you.
Swamiji, you are an ambassador for everything that is good.
Thank you.
You are an ambassador for everything that is true within its own right.
Thank you for your encouragement, Swamiji.
People like yourself, great karma yogis of the nation, when they speak about spirituality, then that helps You are doing the rightest possible thing. Your efforts are wonderful. Every word that emanates from you is changing the world, is helping the world, is transforming the world. That's what our dear friend Karthikeyan ji is. Supporter of everything. Part of everything. Constant worker. Gets up early in the morning and gives darshan to everybody.
Yes, sir.
Very much, sir.
Thank you, Karthikeyan sir. Thank you, sir, for that elaborate explanation about the newsletter. Wonderful. Sasa will take Preetija.
Hello, sir. I'm Preeti Jha from Kolkata. And namaste, sir.
Yes.
And I've been meditating from 7 to 8 years. And two major experience of meditation I would like to share, sir. Sir, first experience, sir, during my graduation days, like I used to have the exam center in different colleges. So I was known to that place. Was not
Go ahead, Reed.
I was not known to that place. It was totally, it was not familiar with me. That place was not familiar with me. So one day, my father told me the route, but one day I went with him, and another day when I went alone, and it was my third year or second year exams, final exams going on. So what happened, sir? When I was going alone, sir, I was totally like lost in in the route. I was not able to find my college. So I was totally in the helpless situation. And my father was like, he was shouting at me, he was yelling at me, but my mother was a meditator. So she told me that don't worry, everyone will help you. All the angels. I can't see, sir.
Go ahead, narrate it. When it comes to summarize it for him, please go ahead.
Okay. So my mother was like, don't worry, everyone will be there to help you. Don't go in the helpless. I was literally in the state of crying in the main road. No one was there and no one was there to guide you. I even can't find the route. So what happened was suddenly I called the angels and I had the faith that I am doing meditation. Everyone is there to help me. I called the angels, and after calling the angels, suddenly there was that road was totally deserted. No people were there. How come a person came and he had the office behind, he had the office beside my college where I was supposed to go. So I was so happy, and that person helped me. That person, then I went with him. He said, I will help you to reach your college. And suddenly he told me, and I totally reached at the time of the examination, and I gave my examination. So this was how angels help, sir.
Yes, if you believe in angels, angels will help you. You don't believe in angels, no angel can come to you because of your disbelief. Our belief systems create our realities. That's why we need to examine our belief systems. Everybody is having some or other belief system. And we need to examine our own belief systems and change the belief system if necessary. And if the belief systems are working, then you don't have to change. They are not working, then you have to change your belief systems. Your belief system has helped you in finding out your angel, and you are successfully come out of your predicament. Thank you, Baba.
Sir, I have one more thing. It is almost similar. Like they are also angels. And like I met with an accident. Like I was crossing the road and a bike came and I met with an accident. But because like I didn't invoke angels or something, but I was into this line of meditation. So something I felt is some angels like they picked me up and they put me safely in other place. And I was totally safe without any scratch or anything.
Yes, yes. When you are addicted, when you are dedicated to meditation, it's what happens. That's why we recommend meditation to everybody. Then also things happen because of your meditation power. You may not ask for the angel, but angels will come for you because you are doing meditation. All angels will be around you. All masters will be around you when you are doing meditation to help you come out of any distress. What you have to do is meditation. Meditation is the most crucial thing for every human being all the time. When there is no other work for you to do, the work is meditation. Closing your eyes, closing your mouth, and becoming one with your breath. If there is work, then you can open your eyes, you can open your mouth. But if there is no work, you should never open your eyes, you should never open your mouth. You should never open your thought structure. When there is no work, then that is a time for meditation. Once you are addicted to meditation, all angels are there around you to help you if the help is needed. Normally, no help is needed. But if there is a need for some help, then that will be provided instantly without even asking. Thank you very much, Baba.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Sir?
you, Ricky. Yes.
Sir, one thing, sir, I have a question. Can I ask, sir, like,
Enough.
Yeah. Hi, madam.
Namaste, sir.
Hi,
1 second. Yes. Happy birthday.
thank you, Chandra.
A wonderful way to celebrate that you and Sar in Rajahmundry, our
Yes,
the next mega pyramid project.
yes.
Happy birthday, madam.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Namaste, madam. Namaste, sir. Happy birthday, madam.
Oh,
Happy
Sagar. Namaste,
Happy
madam.
birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Swamiji. Happy
Thank
birthday to you.
Thank
Wonderful.
you.
A very sacred day today. Thank you. Sadhu darshan of
We
both.
are all together.
Happy birthday, ma'am.
Thank you, Shaz.
Super.
Thank you very much.
Yes, friends.
Yes, sir. In Rajahmundry, wow. Is the pyramid work going there?
Excellent.
Nice.
Rajahmundry is waiting for you, friends.
Yes, sir. I'll come, sir. I'll come. I have a lot of plans to travel from October, so I'll come that time, sir.
Okay. The whole of India is waiting for Shreyans Jaga everywhere.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Where are you now?
I'm in Bombay. I'm in Bombay. I'm in Bombay now. Whole September, I'm in Bombay because I'm doing that workshop now from 4th September to 24th September. So I'll be here.
Okay.
After that, I'll be traveling.
Thanks, Shams.
Yeah.
Friends, speak on work is worship.
Pardon, sir?
Please speak on work is worship.
Sir, I'll just speak again in 2 minutes. I'll join from the computer and then talk. I will write down from my mobile phone. I'll just.
Okay, Baba.
Yes, sir. Yes, I'll come back.
Yes, sir. Sir, while we are on topic of birthday, can you elaborate a bit on celebrating death and birth equally?
There is no need to celebrate anything.
Okay.
I don't see any reason for celebrating a birth. Or bemoaning a death. When you celebrate a death, when you celebrate a birth, you need to bemoan a death. But when there is no celebration for a birth, there is no question of bemoaning for the death. When you celebrate the birth, then you are sad for the death. So I am against celebration of birth. No celebration.
You can celebrate that also. Why can't we say like that? Both we can celebrate.
Or both we have to ignore.
Yeah.
Ignore the concept of birth, ignore the concept of death.
Chandra, why are you laughing here?
No, madam. So, yes, we are requirements to it, sir.
You celebrate birth without celebrating the death. And if you can't celebrate the death, you can't celebrate the birth.
Yeah.
It's a package deal. Either you celebrate both of them or you don't celebrate anything at all. Don't talk of both the topics. Because there is no birth, there is no death. Na jayate mridite. Nothing is born, nothing dies. There is a Bhagavad Gita sloka. Na jayate, na mridite, va tada chinnayam. Na jayate, nothing is born. Na mridite, nothing dies. So these are words from Bhagavad Gita. So how can you celebrate something which is not there? How can you bemoan something which is not there? Nothing has ever been born. Nothing can ever die. Jayate mriyate. Akadashinayam. Bhutva bhavita vanabhoya. Ajo. Ajo means unborn. Nitya means forever everything is existing. Shashvatoyam. Permanent thing. Ajo. Unborn. If it is unborn, it is undying. Na jayate mriyate va kadashinayam. Bhutva bhavita vanabhoya. That which is there in the past, the present, and the future. Bhutva bhavita vanabhoya. Na hanyate hanyamani sharire. So this is the essence of Bhagavad Gita's wisdom, which is the wisdom of all spirituality all the time. Nothing added to the wisdom of Bhagavad Gita, nothing can be deleted from the wisdom of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is the quintessence of all the teachings. Where it is said, there is no birth, there is no death. So, how can you celebrate something which is not there? How can you bemoan something which is not there? Can you do anything other than repeating Bhagavad Gita to ourselves, to others? Nothing. Nothing else is there. So much on birth and death, Chandra. And the concept of celebrating birth and death. If you are celebrating birth only, then you are bemoan death. It follows mathematically. And if you don't want to bemoan death, then you cannot celebrate birth. You can't have half of the equation. In the equation, there are both the sides, cause and effect. If you don't want the effect, you have to remove the cause. If you don't remove the cause, the effect is always there. And the equation is the equation. Where there is a birth, if you think there is a birth, there is a death. If you have come out of the concept of death, then you have come out of the concept of birth. Yes, Chandra, proceed.
Wonderful, sir. We come out of the concept of death, we come out of the concept of birth also. Thank you for the message. So, madam, since we celebrate death also in PSSM, we are requirements. So we will make this an occasion to remember your inspiration, that you have done so much to directly impact many projects and then to support sir in the initial phase of the movement, and then now actively and then directly, and then also as a chairman now for the Vasishtha Gautami project, the biggest meditation pyramid that's coming up, larger than even Hyderabad as we understand. Your message.
Yeah, feeling so happy. And I want to make it successful. And all the other trustees are so happy to be with me, to work with me, or I work with them. Both are there. So when I see Vasishtha Gautami, it's really a wonderful monument, I can say.
Every year, for her birthday, she will be in Vasishtha Gautami.
Oh, wonderful, sir.
We will all be here
Yes.
every year.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, definitely. I love to be here.
On the banks of River Godavari,
Yes, yes.
in the midst of lush green crops. It's a wonderful place. Chandra, speak about Vasishtha Gautami, where you are here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's very simple. So, friends, this project, which is by the banks of Godavari River, it's right on the banks of the river, and the pyramid is being constructed at a level elevated. So it is like 14 feet above the ground level. So when you are there, then you can literally meditate overlooking the river, and then one side, another side is greenery, beautiful fields, paddy fields and other fields. And it's a cozy, tiny place, but very, very powerful. It is being done. It is going to be the largest that PSS movement, Patriji is built, that we built these pyramids. This is the largest, even larger than the Hyderabad one. And must go there if you want to be with the nature and in the pyramid energies. Patrice always said, meditation in pyramids, multi-time powerful. In nature, multi-time powerful. And so here we are there with the pyramids in nature. And then of course, then full moon and many things add up to the meditation energies. And so we're really excited that this project is coming up. Quite a bit of progress has happened. When we look at it, so many pyramids are built coming up, so many quietly. There's one in Vellore, Tamil Nadu, and that's the quiet nature, even though many are not aware, but there's so many complex have come. And this is going to be one mega energy center. So this is
Madam, how
Yes, sir. Actually, first time when we visited Vasistha Gautami, and we didn't stay, sir. But second time when we visited, that day, somehow we feel like staying there, and that day night we are there actually. And Shailja madam and Divanji sir, we climbed to King's Chamber. They explained so well, and we are so fortunate to be part of this project. And really, the way they're working, the commitment, really amazing, sir. That is the great memories and moments on that King's Chamber. The way they're talking, they got an opportunity to work with you, and whatever opportunity you gave it to them, and the full family, they're so committed. And that day night when I stayed, I learned so many things from the way they're sharing and everything. And the King's Chamber, they said Queen's Chamber, King's Chamber, Merkaba, Crystal Pyramid, so many things. It's like going. And that project is amazing. Who are really not going, they'll miss. But this project is amazing project with the nature. And really, that day night staying is great opportunity and experience for me personally, sir. And madam is adding to great energies there. Actually, when she's entering, especially Kailas Puri project, it happened in that way. And Pyramid Valley, it happened. And now that definitely it's going to be major successful for the worldwide gift you are giving for everyone, sir. Thank you for the great initiation involving madam there. It's a great thing, sir. Especially her birthday time. This is the gift for us, not for madam. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Annie.
I must say that she's having great energies all the time nowadays.
Yes, sir.
It's a new phase in PSSM.
Yes, sir.
They're
I
getting
truly.
full energies everywhere.
Yes, sir.
So I take this occasion to say great congratulations to Swarna Mataji on behalf of the whole of PSS in the whole of the world.
Thank you.
Seeing you both, it's a great inspiration for all of us, sir. Continuous, constant learning. As a spiritual parents, you both are for us. And really, we are so fortunate, sir. Really, we are blessed all the time.
Yes, Chandra, go ahead.
yes, sir. So we'll invite Madam Saroja.
నమస్తే పత్రి సార్. హ్యాపీ బర్త్డే అమ్మా స్వర్ణమాల గారు. హ్యాపీ బర్త్డే టు యు అమ్మా. హలో,
Yes.
నా పేరు సరోజ అండి, హైదరాబాద్ తెలుగు. పత్రి సార్తో మాట్లాడతానండి.
Telugu అక్కర్లేదు.
తెలుగు రా.
Telugu already enlightened people.
మాట్లాడొచ్చండి తెలుగులో?
అక్కర్లేదు.
అక్కర్లేదని చెప్పారు మేడం. ఓకే.
ఓకే.
ఎస్.
No Telugu people.
ఓకేనండి, థ్యాంక్ యూ అండి.
Right.
Yes, sir, Mr. Raj. Those who want to ask questions, you'll have to please turn on your video. That will help to be there.
Yes, Swamiji.
नमस्ते सर. नमस्ते माँ.
Namaste.
हैप्पी बर्थडे माँ.
आप आगे?
जी. There is cat roaming around, sir.
Oh, so sweet.
Sir, I want to ask, say something about today's topic, sir. Work is worship.
Yes, sir.
Sir, there are primarily two categories of work. One is a work everyone is doing for their livelihood, for their family, or just to, because he has to do, he is in the situation, he has to work. And the second work is the work for the society, for others, where you are not working for you, but for just for the others, society, for betterment of people. So one query is that whether both the work are worship, can be termed as worship. And secondly, my query is, sir, to what extent work can substitute meditation? Because there are many people in our family also, when we say that you meditate, they just say, no, we have so much work, we can't have time for meditation. You are in this, if you are in our situation, you cannot do meditation because you are having so much work. So, sir, my query is whether this work, when we say work is worship, can substitute meditation?
Swamiji, work is worship. Whether you are doing material work or spiritual work, whether you are working for yourself or working for others, work is always worship. Don't belittle working for yourself, working for your family. But what we present is that along with your working for your family, you are wasting much of your time in unnecessary talking, unnecessary thoughts, which has to be utilized for working for the whole community.
Yes.
Work for self and work for community should go together. They will happily go together. I was there in Puri in their house yesterday.
Oh.
Swamiji bataiye.
प्रणाम
जी
गुरु
बताइए।
माँ।
Namaste, namaste.
I spent one night there in their house.
Happy birthday माँ।
Thank you, thank you.
In
Thank
Puri,
you.
Bhubaneswar.
फिर आना है माँ के साथ, सर, फिर से आना है माँ के साथ. We are waiting.
Very nice.
She gave me very nice aloo paratha.
Thank you Pitama, thank you.
Sir, our aloo parantha has become famous, sir, like you. Everyone is talking about aloo parantha.
Swamiji, play your flute.
Really?
Yeah.
Right now, sir.
Right now.
I want to see.
The big officer in railways there.
Okay.
Very big bungalow with very big garden.
Oh.
2 acres garden, already. Personal garden.
Oh, no.
And he stayed in their house.
Okay.
So while we're waiting, sir,
Put
can
the-
Priyansh talk about the topic?
Yeah, hi Chandra. Yes, sir. I'm ready, sir. So
spiritual work is worship.
So usually, sir, when we think about work, most of the time, we think, the moment we think about work, we feel it's a worry. We get worried, because we are so obsessed by work and hard work, and we feel this work means facing so many challenges. But truly, work becomes worship when we are focused on the state of being. We are so focused on doing that we forget the state of being from what we are doing. But work becomes magic when we combine what you're doing with the right state of being. And meditation is one powerful tool or a discipline to focus on your right state of being. When you're in a right state of being, while you're doing what you're doing, you'll enjoy what you're doing. Then you'll love what you're doing. Then work really becomes worship. Because whatever we're doing, eventually the work has a purpose, right? So if you do some work, maybe you'll earn some money, or you are getting some satisfaction, or so from that money you will buy something. So work is a means to achieve something, to some emotional payoff you will get. So but that emotional payoff, you don't need to depend on that work to get. You can first get that emotional payoff. With that help of meditation, you can be in the right state, right joy, happiness, content, satisfaction, and then do what you're working. And then you create magic, because then you work with effortless ease. Then you're enjoying what you're doing. And that is smart work, because the way the law of attraction work is, whatever you feel about, you bring about in your life. And when you're working from the right state of being, then you'll attract everything in your life which is corresponding to that vibration, which is corresponding to that emotion. Then work becomes so effortless. And even when you face challenges, because when you're in the right state of being, you always think equal to your emotional state. Then you will still, even during the state of challenges or problems, you will be able to see the opportunity in it. You'll be able to see the lessons in it. And you'll be able to not get trapped into that vicious cycle, because you're in a right state of being. And that's why I think meditation is one powerful tool. And as Mr. Raj was asking, can we combine meditation? It's not conflicting. If you're a meditator, you are be able to work efficiently. You'll be able to whatever you're wanting to achieve or manifest through your work, you'll be able to achieve faster and in the most with lot of clarity and in the most easiest, shortest possible time. So meditation is actually a tool to work from to manifest from higher dimension. We are all living in three-dimensional world of time and space, where it's like the bottom of the pyramid of time and space, where everything is dense and you have to work a lot of hard, and it takes a lot of time to manifest. But once we meditate and we change into that high vibrational frequency, we become nobody, no one, no nothing, nowhere, no time. You are manifesting from a different dimension, and that is a dimension from everything came from. Everything was initially just a vibration, was just a thought, was just waves which turned into matter. It was just frequency, and everything, whatever you think about manifesting or achieving through your work was initially just a thought, and everything come from that higher dimension. All the energy which created the moons, the stars, the planets, the us, is the same energy is with us, and so. But once we imbibe that energy, once we are in that, once we get tuned to our source energy, then our source becomes the best resource, and then work is real worship. Then Sunday is as good as Monday. You are so excited. Otherwise, most of the time we work all through our life, and in the end, you realize that you are not still content. You are not still fulfilled. And success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. And that's why you have to find what is the emotional payoff. Why am I working for? Will this give me fulfillment? And once you realize that, once we focus on that emotional payoff, that what will be the emotional payoff once I do this? A lot of time we are blinded by work, but after achieving what we wanted to work for and achieving everything, we are depressed, because we feel we have wasted our time, energy, and now after getting what I want, I am still unhappy. So focus on what is true work is, true richness is emotional richness. So what is the emotional payoff you want to get by work? So, and once you do that, once you focus on that, then you will find your purpose. When you're focused on just work, you might be motivated, but if you have a purpose along with your work, then you will be inspired. Then efforts are not required, then efforts are inspired. So I believe, and meditation is one powerful tool which I feel, I really thank Patri sir that at a very early stage he taught meditation, and I applied this principle always in my life, where I always combined it with whatever I am doing with the right state of being, and then really life becomes magic. You will draw so many of synchronicities and serendipities and coincidences in your life that you'll be surprised. And also when you combine work with money is what money does. So when you combine work with the right cause, if you are serving the universe, then the universe will serve you. So always we all have a mandate to discover what is my unique gift, what is the unique expression of the divine which I am here to serve. And if you find it with the right purpose and what is your unique gift to share with others, then the whole then as somebody shared, the angels will help you, and all the spirit guides, the whole universe will work, will be rigged in your favor. So, and that is how works become worship. Thank you, sir.
Yes, friends, I would like to summarize whatever you have said in one small PT statement.
Yes, sir.
The first statement is that work is worship. We all know about that. The second statement is smart work is smart worship.
Yes, sir.
People are not smart without meditation. People become very smart after meditation.
Yes.
Before meditation, work is worship. But after meditation, it becomes smart work is smart worship. So we want everybody to promote themselves from work for worship to smart work to smart worship. The whole PSSM is geared towards smart work and smart worship. Where you are working for yourself, where you are working for your community at large, simultaneously, with the right state of being. Not the wrong being. Work with the right state of being. Work is doing. A right state of being and right state of doing is smart work and smart worship. Thank you, Shreyans-ji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Shreyans.
Thank you, Chandra.
Wonderful.
Yes, today's concept is smart work and smart worship.
Lovely, sir.
The smartness comes from meditation.
Yes.
Smart people. They know how to do things smartly. Those people who don't do meditation, they do the same things, but they don't do smartly. All people are doing the same thing. Work is worship for everybody, for their family, for their personal things. The smartness comes once you are in meditation. So we want everybody to be smart. That's all. Otherwise, everybody knows that work is worship. We add a new dimension, smart work and smart worship. That's all. And that is enlightenment. The smartness is enlightenment. Yes, Chandra.
Yes. So I'll give you one example. I'll give everyone an example. Like when Rajji was saying that we don't have time for meditation, and when we are working, how do we don't get time for meditation? Most of people say that. And I was also facing same thing when I go into meditation, and everybody used to say, how do you get time for meditation? And I realized that meditation is actually a discipline where whatever you're doing, you'll do better. So actually it's a time saving mechanism. It is not what you can achieve probably by hard work of 10 years, you'll be able to manifest in probably 1 year when you combine it with meditation, or much faster, because work expands with time. And the moment you collapse the time, you're able to achieve faster, and then you don't face more roadblocks. And it's like a lot of people say, oh, I don't get time for meditation. It's like, you don't have a gas in your car, and you're saying that I don't have a time to fill the gas, and you want to drive the car. So meditation is like fueling the gas in the car so that you can drive faster, you can drive better, you can go to a much higher place, and then you're ready to face any challenges of your life much more elegantly. So actually it's a time saving mechanism. If you're a meditator, you will save time, you will not lose time,
All people who say, I don't have time for meditation, they must do a lot of meditation.
Yes.
To get the time.
Exactly. That's why they shouldn't do meditation, because they are thinking like that.
If they have time, they don't have to do meditation. If they don't have time, they have to do meditation. Yes, Rajkumar ji, you are flute.
Sir, thank you, sir, for the nicely explained that work is worship and smart work is smart worship. And then I can explain people who are saying, excusing that we don't have time, that you will save a lot of time if you do meditations. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I will play just the same tune, sir. I played before
Please,
you,
please,
ma'am,
please.
sir.
Yes. Thank you, Baba.
पंख होते तो आते रे
जी मैम, जी मैम, पंख होते तो। थैंक यू मैम, आपको वहाँ आना है घर पे और फिर से हम बजाएंगे, सर का वहाँ से सुनेंगे। जी
डेफिनेटली।
Swamiji, tell about yourself. How did you come into meditation?
जी सर। सर, आपसे तो इंट्रोड्यूस कराने वाली मेरी वाइफ है, गीता है, और मेडिटेशन में लाने वाले आप मुझे खुद हैं सर। क्योंकि ऐसा इंस्टेंस हुआ था मैम कि वाइफ पहले जुड़ी हुई थी और वो मुझे बहुत बोलती थी कि आप भी जुड़िए मेडिटेशन से, लेकिन मैं वो ये फालतू चीजों से मैं नहीं जुड़ूंगा, तुम अपना करो ठीक है, बट मुझे मत बोलो कुछ भी। तो इसको डेली जूम में कनेक्ट करके दे देता था। ये बोलती थी कि आप जाग तो रहे हो, आप बैठ जाओ मेरे साथ, देखो तो एक बार, लेकिन मैं कभी नहीं बैठा सर। तो एक दिन ऐसे मैं लेटा हुआ था, तो सोया हुआ था मैम, तो मुझे जगाया इन्होंने। तो मैंने कहा, मैं तुम्हारे पत्री जी आज मेरे सपने में आए थे और वो हमारे घर आए हुए थे जैसे, लेकिन बिना खाना खाए और वो जा रहे हैं। तो ये फिर मुझे याद आया कि इसने एक हफ्ता पहले सेम चीज मुझे बताई थी कि पत्री जी मेरे सपने में आए थे और वो बिना खाना खाए चले गए हैं। तो ये बहुत उदास थी। मैंने इसको समझाया भी था कि सपने अपने कुछ नहीं, कोई बात नहीं, सपने होते हैं तो छोड़ो, कोई बात नहीं ऐसी। तब मुझे ध्यान आया कि ये तो सपना इसने भी बताया था एक हफ्ता पहले और मुझे भी सेम सपना आया है। तो फिर मेरे लॉजिकल माइंड वो समझ ये नहीं कर पाया कि एक सपना दो आदमी को कैसे आ सकता है, तो मुझे जानना होगा ये। तो ठीक है, मैंने इसकी बात मानी। फिर JTT में मैंने रजिस्ट्रेशन किया और अपने मन को पूरा कि जैसे बोला जाएगा मैं बिल्कुल डेडिकेशन से फॉलो करूंगा सब इंस्ट्रक्शंस और अपने आप से एक्सपीरियंस करूंगा। तो तब मैं JTTP से जुड़ा मैम 20 दिन तक मुझे लगभग समझ नहीं आया कि क्या हो रहा है, सांस के साथ कैसे जुड़ते हैं ये भी मुझसे नहीं, मतलब बहुत लॉजिकल माइंड जो है ना वाज प्लेइंग, वो बोल रहा था कि डिस्ट्रैक्ट करता था। लेकिन 20 दिन के बाद में, उसके बाद जो है ना मुझे पता लगा कि क्या जो है ना बॉडी में क्या कैसे इसका इफेक्ट हो रहा है, कैसे मुझे एनर्जी मिल रही है। और जो मैंने उसके बाद जो एक ऐसा मैंने चैलेंज दिया कि ये मेरा अगर काम होता है, मैंने जानबूझ के दिया मैम, वो एक ऐसा काम था जो इम्पॉसिबल काम था, कि अगर ये काम मेरा हो जाता है तो मैं मानूंगा कि मैं ठीक रास्ते पे जा रहा हूँ। और पता नहीं कैसे वो काम में, मतलब जो कि इम्पॉसिबल काम था वो मेरा काम हुआ मैम। तो उसके बाद से सारे डाउट, मैनिफेस्टेशन ऐसा हो रहा है कि मैं सोचता हूँ और सब काम होता है।
गुड।
थैंक यू।
और आलू पराठे के बारे में बताइए।
हाँ,
आलू पराठे।
हाँ, तो वही JTTP में सर से जब मैंने बात किया तो हमने बताया कि सर ये ऐसा सपना आया था और आपको, लेकिन वो घर आके खाना जरूर खाना पड़ेगा बिकॉज बहुत उदास है वाइफ में। तो सर ने बोला हाँ मैं जरूर आऊंगा, और फिर ये बोला कि मैं आलू का पराठा खाऊंगा। तो आलू का पराठा जो है वो मैं परसों जो है हमारा सपना सबका पूरा हुआ।
और मैं बहुत खुश हूँ माँ गुरु माँ, मैं बोल नहीं सकती माँ।
बहुत तारीफ कर रहे हैं आलू पराठे के बारे में।
हाँ,
थैंक यू माँ। माँ आपको भी आना होगा माँ, फिर दोबारा एक बार।
जरूर।
सर मन नहीं भरा है, हम लोग रात में जो है ना
आपसे
पूरा रात
मिलने,
जी माँ,
आपसे मिलने के लिए।
जी माँ जरूर। जी माँ।
पूरी में सर आलू पराठे के लिए हमसे मिलने ही आए थे, हमें पता है। वो बाकी तो बहाना था, वो सिर्फ इसीलिए आए थे सर। फिर से एक बार सर, फिर से आइएगा माँ के साथ।
थैंक यू बाबा।
थैंक यू सर।
Anna Cholan.
Yeah. Hi.
Please go on.
Hi, Patriji. Thank you for this opportunity. I would like to thank you for all the work and service that you do for the society. You touch many people and uplift many people. That's a great thing that we got, and you change many people's life. I just wanted to show my gratitude here. Thank you so much for whatever you do, and to bring a better society. Hope there will be a day comes in where we will also step in and help others to make a better society. Thank you so much for whatever you do.
Yes, Baba. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you, madam. We're not able to see you though. Okay. Gurnur.
Hello, Patriji.
No children, please. No children.
Yes, sir.
Chandra.
Since the video is not there, yes. I think we'll have
No
to have
children.
the video on. Yes. Haritha, madam. Please go ahead. Please ask your question. Please share. Yes.
Yes. Happy birthday, Ma. I don't have any question. I want to share my experience. I got a COVID positive, and when I know whole my family got positive. So with my kids are going to school. With my kids, we have positive cases. When I have some cough in the night, when I got this on 25th evening positive, that day only we got the results positive. So when I got cough, I kept this pyramid on top of my head and this one here. So I am able to sleep within 1 hour, very nice sleep. So without any cough. So whenever I am getting more cough, I am using these pyramids. So it is helping a lot. So what we think, we create our own reality. So I am thinking whatever it came for lessons we have to learn, and this is good for me. Whatever I am accepting this. So I want to share this experience so others will get benefit out of this. Thank you.
Yes, pyramids are beautiful, sacred geometry structures, energy structures, which will help everybody all the time. So we have to use pyramid power all the time, get benefited by them. That is why pyramid spiritual society movement is working. To help everybody, the pyramid energy is pyramid power. This is our intention. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you. And in my, sir, and another thing I want to share, in my colony, so many people are had COVID positive due to the school kids. So I am telling them all is well. So what we think, we create our own reality. So think nothing is going to happen. I am encouraging them. So that is my motive, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yes, your thinking creates your destiny. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Positive thinking creates positive destiny. Negative thinking creates negative destiny.
Thank you, sir.
That is the law.
Thank you, madam.
Yes, Chandra.
Yes, sir. We have, yes, madam. Please go ahead and introduce yourself briefly.
Namaste, sir. Namaste, Patriji, sir, and Swarnamala, madam. And I'm very thankful and grateful for being associated to PSSM community, Pyramid Masters, all of you, and also very grateful to Chandra, sir, for conducting sessions through Buddha CEO. And I would like to share one of my experiences, which I had gone through recently. I just started meditation recently, maybe from July, but I joined in August 16 through Crystal program. And during the full moon meditation that you had conducted in TTD, I was able to visualize all the Tirupati mandapas, and also I was able to visualize Lord Srinivasa on the black rock with a white chalk kind of, or painting, I should say. And I was also able to see all the elephants going through the mandapas by taking the Lord's shrine. How I was so blissful that day, and I never knew that it would. God will be there all the time with us. So whatever you were telling in through your videos and your preachings, that God is nowhere. He's always with us, within us. You should just have to feel it and get his blessings. So I am just here to receive your blessings, sir. And my mother, she always, she's also a meditator, and she used to tell me about Swarnamritam videos, episodes. Every day she will listen to them. And she's a very great fan of you, madam. And I would like your blessings to be with her all the time. She recently met with an accident 2 years back, so she's not able to walk. Otherwise, she is the president of Purandar Dasa Kirtana Bhajana Mandali, and she has vast spiritual knowledge, and she's very good in expressing those. And also, she has visited many places through her Bhajana Mandali, and she keeps giving her servicings. And also, I would like to visit both of you, sir, personally, if some time permits, with all your permissions, and receive your blessings. Definitely. To our family, sir. And also, I would cordially invite you both to visit us. I stay in Bangalore itself.
Definitely.
Work is worship, and I definitely follow that, sir. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. And I would also extend my services, and also I'm contributing through online donations to pyramid constructions and wherever possible to Annadana foundations. So I would like to continue all my servicings. And a very happy and wonderful birthday, ma'am.
Thank you, thank you. And one thing, 6th and 7th of September, sir will be there in Bangalore Valley.
Okay, yeah, sure, definitely, ma'am. Yeah, definitely, ma'am. Thank you for the information. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't know, madam. I think you didn't give a name. Yes. Dr. Mahapatra.
Namaste, Patriji and Madam. I am very much thankful to Buddha CEO and Chandra sir giving me this opportunity during this very short period. I have so blessed. I have interacted with Patri sir in 4 to 5 times. It is very blessed. I feel very blessed. After joining this, I don't have the idea about the pyramids and pyramid societies. In the last week, we had a discussion of Reddy sir of PSSM during this crystal movement, crystal meditation practices. So I searched for the whether this is available in Bhubaneswar or not. So I found there are three pyramids built in Bhubaneswar, which is very new things for me. I previously I thought there might not be any pyramid in Bhubaneswar. How can we coordinate the different persons in Bhubaneswar and build a pyramid? So when I see yesterday 3 pyramids are there in Bhubaneswar, I got inspired and I hope I will be create one in the coming days. This is my ambition. And the second one is when I also go through some of these YouTube videos, Patri sir, where he mentioned 18 principles of PSSM. There is 3-4 principles which is very attracted to me. The number one is to read much. Then build the relationship and join with the gurus. From this, I can capture 3 things, 3 C's. One is to connect, and then is to cultivate, and then to provide the support to the others. So in this context, I think you'll be with your grace and support. I can achieve the same in the coming days. I need your blessings and hope. I try to my best to reach out to all of you. And once in my life, within the some of my lifetime, I have to directly meet with you. Your blessings is required for this. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Mahapatra.
Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Subramaniam Padia from Malaysia.
Good morning, Manyam sir.
Good morning, madam. Happy birthday, madam.
On behalf of all the Malaysian masters, wishing you a happy birthday, madam, and many, many happy returns of the day, and hope to see both together every day.
Very soon to Malaysia, sir. Very soon to
In Malaysia.
Yes.
I got the blessing yesterday for my birthday from Patri sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And she had a good dream yesterday, a meditation. So you share your meditation. Just 1 minute.
Yesterday morning, my meditation, sir was there, madam, and Paramita was there. All were doing a big group of masters there. We are doing meditation. So I was very happy. I told him, sir was in my dream and in my vision morning. So after that evening, he spoke to sir. I'm very happy, madam, very happy.
Malaysia is doing very well, sir. All over Malaysia, we are spreading meditation, vegetarianism. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for allowing us Malaysian to be in the New Pyramid Society, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam. We're very grateful, madam. We're very grateful. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Both of you are very, very great masters, Baba.
Yes.
Who have helped the whole world.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I should be again in Malaysia very soon.
Thank you, Anil sir, for wonderful work that you're doing, ritualizing Malaysia. There. Thank you so much,
Hello.
sir. Yes,
Hello.
Mr. Yogesh.
Sir, good morning and thank you very much. Happy birthday to अम्मा जी. JTP 13 से मैं मतलब शुरू किया है और JTTP में पत्री जी सर काफी बार मतलब उन्होंने क्वेश्चन आंसर का मतलब सेशन लिया था. हर बार मैंने हैंड रेस किया था लेकिन मुझे चांस नहीं मिला था. आज लकीली चंद्रा सर आपके थ्रू मुझे चांस मिल गया, तो थैंक यू वेरी मच सर. मेरा सर क्वेरी ये है कि जैसे बताया स्मार्ट वर्क आफ्टर मेडिटेशन, तो मेरे साथ ऐसा ही हो रहा है क्योंकि पिछले कुछ दिनों से मैं रेगुलर कर नहीं पा रहा हूँ. तो जो मेरा रूटीन वर्क जो भी है, रेगुलर वर्क जो भी है, वो मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि मैं ओवरलोडेड हूँ. तो इज इट ओके अगर ये ब्रेक होता है तो मतलब ऐसा लगता है कि नहीं काम ठीक से नहीं हो रहा है. वर्क की वर्कशिप वो पहले से मैं मान रहा हूँ, तो उस पर आप कुछ मुझे क्लेरिफाई कर सकते हैं.
Whenever you feel overloaded, take rest.
अगर रेगुलर अगर शुरू करता हूँ मतलब 2-3 महीने से रेगुलर था तो तभी मैं एंजॉय करता था वर्क को, लेकिन पिछले कुछ दिनों से रेगुलर नहीं हो पा रहा है. 20 मिनट हो रहा है, 10 मिनट हो रहा है, मतलब जो एक कंटिन्यूटी 1 घंटा होना चाहिए वो नहीं हो रहा है. तो उसको लेके हो रहा है.
अरे कोई आपत्ति नहीं है बाबा. अमावस्या के बाद में फिर पूर्णिमा आ जाएगी ना.
अच्छा,
हमें तो है
बराबर.
चिंता की कोई बात नहीं. 2 दिन नहीं करें कभी.
ओके सर.
चिंता कभी भी नहीं करें आप. दैट इज एनलाइटनमेंट.
और सर मेरी इच्छा है कि आप अहमदाबाद कब आ रहे हैं, तो मेरे घर को कब पावन कर रहे हैं आप दोनों.
मैं अहमदाबाद आ सकता हूँ, आपके घर मुश्किल है.
सर क्यों?
क्योंकि इतने सारे हैं मेरे पास अहमदाबाद के लिए.
थोड़ा टाइम निकाल के आइए.
जहाँ भी मैं रहता हूँ आप थोड़ा समय निकाल कर आप मेरे पास आइए.
ओके, थैंक यू वेरी मच सर.
मैं आ रहा हूँ अहमदाबाद, परंतु आपको आना है मेरे पास.
ओके ओके सर.
Thank you, Yogesh, Mr. Yogesh. Yes. Hi, Jagdish sir.
Namaste, Guru Patraji.
Yes, sir.
Very good, happy birthday, madam. I'm Jagdish from Bangalore. With reference to this PSR movement and pyramidology, can I make an observation?
Yes, sir.
You see, I am an advocate of systems theory. And in that theory, there's a concept called supranational system, which is the highest in the hierarchy of living systems, the lowest being the self. Ethnicity is natural, but nationality is not, it's man-made boundaries. Supranational system is something completes the whole thing, breaks the boundaries. And as I become luckily a part of this meditation groups, I find the PSM movement with its wings through people like Buddha CEO, Chandras, the Pyramid Valley, the PMC channel, Shriyans Daga, and so on and so forth. I keep noticing this concept of supranational actually happening. And for a person who's advocated it, I'm extremely grateful, I'm thankful. Because of this, there will come soon a day when there'll be no divisiveness, there'll be no hatred. And like you said in that book, what do you call that? That book about afterlife that you had recommended, immediately I forget the name.
Yes.
In that religion, there's no time, everything is love. People connect through only love. I think that's what's going to happen. thanks to the PSM. I'm extremely grateful. Thank you, sir.
This is the book.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, this is the book I've read. Yes, thank you.
A very, very great book.
Luminous landscape afterlife. Yes.
The luminous landscape of the afterlife.
Yes. For a moment, I missed the title. Yes. And there in the other's life, instead of time, there is only love.
Yes, sir.
And hopefully the supranational system that I see happening will create this kind of situation.
You are very right, Swamiji. The whole world is going to have one system very soon. That is PSSM system. The 18-point system.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And everybody will be enjoying the luminous landscape of the afterlife before afterlife itself. When we know that it is there, we are happy here also. So, PSSM, the whole world will be PSSM within 30 years. This system will replace all other systems. This is the 18-point formula. And where everybody will become a Buddha. In Karnataka, near Gangavati, there is a village called as Devi Camp. There is a master called as Subbarao. Two people have been coming to him daily. One is Mother Earth and the other is Mahavatar Babaji. Every day they came to him and they gave one message. By 2055, the whole world is going to become Ramaraj. Only one system will be there. Swamiji, I am very, very happy you have come out with this great comment on PSSM. Where are you now, Swamiji?
I'm in Bangalore. I've been in Bangalore.
So he's...
I'm there in the valley, 6th and 7th. Please, let us meet.
Yes, yes, we'll do.
So Professor Jagdish only is editing the books, or your Q&A books is coming through him. So we are done through
Yes,
that.
sir. Yes, sir.
Now he's writing an introductory chapter about that, and then going to editing circle. Hi, sir. Thank you, Jagdish, sir.
Thank you.
So please do join us in Pyramid Valley on 6th or 7th.
Will do, certainly.
Yes. So while talking about that, the urgency, there's a master called Dr. Radha through Sujata Madam in Vizag when I was there. She built a pyramid and then she opened, sir, when I was there last week. And that's in the city. So she was just recently came into meditation, but the urgency with which she is saying that there is very less time and I want to contribute as much. And so here is my first pyramid and I want to, and then she resigned her job as a chemistry PhD, but she wants to teach. And but the urgency with which she is doing and wanting to help or wanting to serve is very, very clearly, sir, just relating to what Jagdish is saying. The pyramids are there, pyramids are connecting, meditation is connecting significantly. PSSM way. Sagar?
Wonderful. Thanks, Professor Jagdish. It was a very good, I resonate with your thought on how PSSM embraces everything, all the systems. Wonderful. And thank you, Patri sir. Work is worship. All of us see that and learn that by watching you. I mean, that is how I learned. Earlier, I always used to think over this work. Oh my God, I need to finish this work to do something that I love. But then having seen you from close quarters, work is worship and smart work is smart worship. I also have found that meditation helps me do things a lot more faster, a lot more productive, doing more work now than before. And thank you, thank you. And Patri Madam, we are missing your birthday celebrations in Pyramid Valley. Happy birthday again. What is in your midnight birthday celebration picture?
I'll be there on 3rd.
Yes,
Every year on August 31st, you must come to Rajamandri, Sagarji.
Yes, sir. Now that you've given us the event date, we'll be there, sir.
Yes, sir. We will be there next year, definitely.
Every year, taking a bath in Godavari.
Yes, sir. I want to do that, sir. Yeah, we'll be there. I've heard a lot about the pyramid also. Yeah.